Well, we'll see if anybody gets on here in the next minute or two. Yeah, alright, so yeah, that's why I'm getting back on here. So the last live, my phone actually died. That's why it froze. Yeah, morning. Well, I'm about to be going to bed. I'm actually pretty tired. It was a crazy one. So, for anybody that doesn't know, essentially what happened was we were out, cop watching, exercising our First Amendment right. And one thing led to another with a Centralia officer speeding in front of a village of Walmack police officer. And whenever we went to go tell him to hold the Centralia officer accountable, he kind of shirked his responsibilities. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Shirked his responsibilities and was avoiding us and basically going on this whole escapade of flying up and down the highway and doing illegal U-turns and things like that, leading us all over town, just kind of fucking off. And and I'll be working on the video, but basically what happened is I thought, well, if you're not going to give me any attention, I'll just go up to the police station and kind of wait for you. And he pulled up a minute later and was asking why I was videoing on private property and said that if I wasn't going to leave, that he was going to arrest me for trespass on private property. And in the midst of all that, he was refusing to identify himself. And, so the guy was walking around the back to get his plate number to identify him, and the officer threw it in reverse. Not sure if he wasn't looking or if he was looking and intentionally hit him, but we reviewed the video with the Marion County Sheriffs, and he absolutely hit the man backing up. So we were in the process, whenever my phone died, we were in the process of getting the complaint filed for charges to be filed against the Walmack officer that after he hit this man, he ended up fleeing the scene and never to be seen again until we left. He was parked down the road hiding, I guess. I don't know. It'd be Officer Roshide with Walmack, Illinois Police Department. So that's basically where we're at. We're obviously going to see that through. It's never acceptable for an officer. Like, what he was doing is operating purely on emotion. He has no idea what he's talking about to say that standing outside of the city hall / police station that I was on private property, putting it in reverse and hitting a man behind the car, not looking behind him or purposely looking behind him and purposely hitting him. Who knows? So we're gonna have to have faith for now that the Marion County Sheriff's Office in Marion County, Illinois, they're gonna handle it appropriately. But we're gonna stay on their ass and make sure to continue that they do their job properly. Yeah, so he's actually got a mark on his side from how hard he got hit. The officers took pictures. They documented. We sent the videos to them. The officers, it's the deputies. They reviewed the footage. They're gonna forward everything to the state's attorney, and they're gonna let him handle it. Let's see, be a warrant issued. Yeah, and we actually went over that with the sergeant on scene with the sheriff's office about if a normal citizen were to hit somebody and flee the scene, they would absolutely track us down and arrest us on the spot. And he admitted it. There was no doubt about it in his mind that he would he would absolutely track us down and arrest us on the spot if somebody had said that we had hit them and drove off. But for some reason, the deputy Donahoe, he was fighting like his life depended on it to try to argue the side for Officer Roshide, and he hadn't even spoke with him yet. But he was trying to twist it any way that he could. He actually tried to say that the vehicle didn't even move, that he was looking at the tire.
He also said that I could have just smacked the back of the vehicle.
Yeah, he said that the sound that you can hear on his video of him getting hit with the vehicle, he said that he could have smacked the back of the vehicle and made that sound himself. So we'll see. I think that I think they're going to handle it appropriately in the end. I think that they are going to forward all the evidence and let the state's attorney, who would be Tim Hudspeth, I think they're going to let him handle it. And so yeah, that's it, guys. It's pretty late. I definitely wasn't planning on staying out this late, so that's going to be a wrap for tonight. I'm going to start working on the video soon of the entire night of accountability, cop watching, some of the traffic stops. One of the craziest thing, I'll give this to you guys actually, the two Centralia officers, it was definitely Perry, Sergeant Perry. Somebody actually said Dingle Perry earlier, and I think that was pretty funny. But, and I think the other one is Officer Crawford. The craziest thing is they pulled this car over earlier, and I'm not sure if it was for the exhaust or for a headlight issue, but it was two females in the car, and they had 4 different bags of weed. They say that it ended up measuring out to 38 grams of weed, and they had 2 half-empty bottles, or even more than half-empty, open container of Patron in the car, and they were pulling out nuggets of weed that big just off the seat and from God knows where.
These bitches had open bottles of Patron.
Yeah, they had open bottles of Patron. They had weed, all kinds of paraphernalia everywhere. They had them out on scene for an hour and some change probably.
Name dropper.
Never once field sobriety tested these ladies, and never once field sobriety tested them, never once anything. They actually just confiscated the alcohol and the weed, and they wrote the driver, which nobody claimed the weed. They were being all hush hush, and so we'll have to get the body cam for that. But basically what happened was they confiscated the weed and the alcohol, and all they did was write a ticket for the weed. They didn't write anything for the 2 open containers of alcohol in the vehicle, and they wrote them a headlight issue, equipment issue ticket. So we'll have to get the body camera footage and find out what's going on there, but we'll be able to get you our point of view pretty soon on that. But that was pretty wild, all the way up until the guy that was with me getting hit by a police officer vehicle, and then the officer fleeing the scene and being protected by his fellow officers. So yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'm gonna get to bed now, so you guys have a good one. We're gonna have to, let's see.
Add this DM.